Well, good evening, everybody. It's day 25 of my 30-day live challenge. And tonight I want to talk about what we started talking about last night, which was dare to dream, dream big, write down your dreams, start working on them, do the plan. And tonight I was going to talk about doing the plan. And because I got kind of turned a right corner today, I thought I would just bring that up, as it's not always just that easy to do the plan. And I call days like today for me shiny balls. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of things that I like to do. I like to make jewelry. I like to do sewing. All kinds of things that are hobbies for me can sort of get in my way and detract me from doing my plan, which is trying to go after my dream. So today was one of those days. I did some work in the morning, and I'll talk to you about how I try to make sure and I get some of that stuff done during a day. But mainly, it was a shiny ball day. I was at my mom's this weekend and brought home a bunch of great fabric and decided to start making purses. And before I know it, it's 8 o'clock at night. So I often ask people when we're talking about what is your dream, or how do you go after your dream, first you have to identify what that is. And one of the perfect ways to understand or identify what your big dream should be is, what do you find that you're doing and time just flies by? You have no idea what time of the day it is. You're having so much fun you don't think to stop to eat, or you don't think to stop to get anything else done. So what is it that you're doing when time flies? And that's a really good gauge of what you should be thinking about as far as how you manage your time. So is it possible to find and go after a dream that includes one of those things that you love to do and spend all of your time doing? So today was one of those days for me. I did some work this morning. I did my taxes for my business, and that was a new thing for me. I then felt like I wanted to just do something creative, so that's what I did all day. So one of the things that I talk about when I talk about prioritizing is that sometimes going after your dreams is hard work all the time. It's not always fun. It's not always easy, and other things can show up for you that are a lot more fun, and that you'll find you will take most of your day doing. And sometimes that's avoidance. Sometimes that has to do with fear. But going after, doing the hard work to go after your dreams is what has to be prioritized into your day. So I use a block type calendar planner. And what I mean by that is I only block out a certain amount of time that I'm going to work on any project, because if I don't, then I will take all day. So that's how I do it. I block out the hard stuff that I have to get done, like taxes and putting expenses together, and all that sort of worky stuff I block out in the morning, and I don't get to do anything else until I get that done. And I did set a 2-hour block this morning, and it did take me just under 2 hours to get that done. So that was a pretty good use of time. And I do find that if I do set a timer and do set a certain amount of time to get something done, that's I can stay very productive and get it done in that time frame. So I also rewarded myself today with doing some things that are fun for me. So when I did say last night that I was going to talk about the plan and how to kind of create a plan for yourself, and I hope everybody that was listening spent some time writing down what their dreams are and imagining what things they'd like to accomplish in 2019. I mentioned a sort of lofty dream last night, which is something that is far out in the future, may never happen, but it's fun to strive towards that. At the same time, there are other things that are on my list for 2019. And one of those things is to start a foundation, to get ready to start a foundation for young rural students that want to go into nursing. And I would love to be able to fund that kind of program someday for young people who don't have the funds to go to a university. So that's on my list this year. And in order to do that, a lot of things have to happen. Fundraising, awareness, putting myself out there on Facebook Lives, doing some stuff that's really tough and scary and challenging. And I think that's what happens when you go after big dreams. So that's part of the Do It plan, but I did take a right turn today, and I thought it would be important to talk about how it's not as easy as I make it sound every day, that, well, you just figure out what your dream is and you make a plan and you go after it and you get it done. There is life that gets in the way every day, and there are shiny balls like sewing and jewelry and cooking and all those fun things that will easily detract me from working on my big goal that isn't always fun to do. So before I end tonight, I would love to have you think about that. So as you're planning out what you want to accomplish for 2019, how are you going to make sure that you structure each of your days to include some work, because it is work. It isn't always fun, that's for sure, but to include some work on making sure that you begin to imagine your dream and make it a reality. So I'm owning up to my day-to-day. I didn't spend nearly as much time working on my dream as I should have, but I have learned to let go of any kind of guilt or beating myself up. It was a great day, and I've started to understand that sometimes your body and your brain and your heart and your soul just need a break. So that's what I did today. And tomorrow we will go into a little bit more about a couple of actual plans that I've used to keep my goals alive. And that is it for day 25 of the challenge. All right, everybody, have a great evening.